Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the most iconic rides in automotive history. If you're a true car enthusiast who loves the smell of gasoline, the roar of big block engines, and the stories behind the machines that defined an era, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most legendary muscle cars ever built, the 1968 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, a car that carried both the Mustang spirit and Carroll Shelby's racing DNA. The year was 1968, and the Mustang had already taken the world by storm since its debut just a few years earlier. Ford's pony car was stylish, affordable, and came in countless trims and engine choices. But for those who craved more than just looks, those who wanted a car that could dominate the drag strip and hold its own on the open road, there was Shelby. Carroll Shelby, the man who made his name building Cobras in racing legends, took the Mustang and transformed it into something much more than a daily driver. The GT500 was born as the ultimate version, and in 1968, it truly stood out as the muscle car that combined power, aggression, and exclusivity. Pop open the hood of a 1968 Shelby GT500 and you'll find the beast that makes this car so iconic. At its heart was the massive 428 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8, pumping out 360 horsepower and a thunderous amount of torque. This wasn't just a car you cruised around town with, this was a machine that launched you forward with authority. Paired with either a 4-speed manual transmission or an automatic for those who wanted easier driving, the GT500 was built for performance. On the street, it demanded attention not just for its looks but for the deep, rumbling exhaust note that only a big block Ford could deliver. The exterior design of the '68 Shelby GT500 was more than just a Mustang with badges. It came with unique touches that made it instantly recognizable. From the aggressive front end with dual headlights and a fiberglass hood, to the scoops, stripes, and spoiler, everything about this car screamed speed and style. The long hood and short rear deck gave it that classic Mustang fastback profile, but the Shelby touches elevated it to something more muscular, more exotic, and far more rare. Buyers in 1968 knew they weren't just getting another Mustang off the dealer lot, they were buying into a piece of Shelby performance heritage. Step inside, and the GT500 carried both the muscle and luxury appeal. The interior was designed to keep the driver in command, with high back bucket seats, a wood-rimmed steering wheel, and full instrumentation across the dash. Many models featured wood grain trim that added a touch of class to the otherwise aggressive setup. A Hurst shifter on manual models sat proudly on the console, reminding the driver that this was a serious machine. While it was still practical enough to seat four, the GT500's interior carried the unmistakable vibe of a race-inspired car built for the street. But the GT500 wasn't just about looks and raw power. It had the Shelby name, and with that came racing credibility. Carroll Shelby's vision was to take the Mustang platform and transform it into something special, something that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the best performance cars of its time. The 1968 GT500 proved that the formula worked. It was fast, it handled well for a muscle car of its size, and it left an impression wherever it went. On drag strips, it was a feared competitor, and on the streets, it was a rolling statement of dominance. Collectors today know just how rare and valuable these cars have become. Original 1968 Shelby GT500s are among the most sought-after Mustangs ever built, and their value continues to climb. Restored examples shine at car shows, while survivors with original paint and engines command serious respect. For many enthusiasts, owning a '68 GT500 isn't just about the car itself, but about owning a tangible piece of American automotive history, a reminder of when muscle cars ruled the roads and manufacturers pushed limits with every new model year. The legacy of the 1968 Shelby GT500 extends beyond numbers and performance. It represents a collaboration between Ford and Carroll Shelby that gave birth to some of the most iconic cars of all time. It's about the connection between driver and machine, about the way a car can stir emotions just by the sound of its engine or the curve of its bodywork. Even decades later, the GT500 stands as a symbol of freedom, power, and individuality, the very essence of the muscle car era. So whether you admire it for its history, its performance, or its timeless design, there's no denying that the 1968 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 is one of the greatest cars ever built. It's a car that continues to inspire, continues to excite, and continues to remind us why we fell in love with muscle cars in the first place. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legend of the Shelby GT500, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with fellow car enthusiasts. We've got plenty more stories of iconic machines coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your passion for cars alive.